I rejected the FCC, I rejected staying back in Taraba. You know, I was not telling God, I beg, let me know that this thing I've done is a mistake. My bone broke. I honestly applied for English. The English department was full of ladies. The department was filled with ladies. I was like, what would I be doing with so many ladies? Majority, about 90% of people there. Calm down, I'm coming. I'm not a gender person. But the easiest way to be popular here is one, either you're a rebel or either you write.
I could have rebelled.
Yeah, I was a rebel at a point. I'll come to that. So, this like this Onwa Casimir Obiako, who's a late doctor, Cas. Because Casimir was popular. He was into NFCS, he was in church.
Okay.
You know him too well inside the school, and he was, I don't want to mention the other part. So coming out to contest against the boy is good. Because maybe just have money you want to waste. As God may have it, when I came back, P2B was the then governor. P2B gave me a boss. Because that politics had brought me to 2-1. That is why, even before you contest any elective position in the university, you are always going to be told that you must have a CGPA of 3.5. Pass through this university, and the university passed through you. I know about 3 different languages. I speak Hausa, I speak Yoruba, and sometimes I play with Swahili. I was the major drummer for NFCS when I was in school. Because someone won me as being popular in NFCS, and I said, okay, I'll go to NFCS.
So it was about politicking for you?
There are some persons that will not even know their classmates in final year. From year 1 to final year, during our time, we knew ourselves because we always come to class. Correcting lecturers where they are wrong. Yes, because if I go to class, I'm telling you, I learned that from my mentor, my academic mentor, Professor Bisiwampo. Before you come to class as a lecturer, you should prepare for like 2 hours. Professor Bisiwampo. When I was in school, we used to see him as a very difficult person. Very mean, very strict and principled. But I tell you one thing. The day I left this university, I went to service. I appreciated Professor Bisiwampo.
Wow.
What students interpret today as being wicked is somebody who is following the rule. So, when they say this man is mean, he's principled, he's straight, it does not. I have a lot of shells. It just bounces on my body and the bulletproof sends it back.
So you should say more. You should find out.
No, I need more. Like everybody, I take my wickedness pill. Yeah.
To the Lecturer's Corner. My name is Melvis Ugo and I am your favorite conversationalist. So with us today we have someone who is very important to the academic sector of this country, of this state, and of course of this school. So this is the Lecturer's Corner show. Here we have people who is writing their name on the sand of time come in to tell us their experience, especially their undergraduate experience. They drop advice if you want to take it, and they tell you things that you should do better as an undergraduate. So with us today, we have someone, like I said, who is making a great impact in the academics of this country, of this state, and of this institution. We have with us today Mr. Collins Ekene Okelue. He's a lecturer of the Department of Political Science at Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, and he serves as the chairman of the COOU Business Venture. You know what that is. And he's also involved in the university administration. He specializes on international relations and strategic studies. And today, he joins us to share the insights from his academic experience and then issues shaping education and policy. Hello.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi. Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
It's such an honor hosting you today.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember back then in class, and how you used to ask us questions. So today you're sitting on my chair and I'm asking you questions. So I
Yeah.
hope you answer.
Such is life. Such is life. Such is life.
All right, sir. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for being here. We
Thank you.
really, really appreciate. So, a quick one, yeah. Can you tell us about yourself? I know I've done introduction, but you can as well just tell us something.
Okay. So, like she said, my name is Collins Okelue. I'm from Agluzibo, Anambra State, and Ocha, a lecturer in the Department of Political Science, and I also double in History and International Studies as approved by the Vice Chancellor. I'm currently the coordinator of the COU Business Venture. Um, I graduated from this university some donkey years ago, 2014 precisely,
Wow.
from the Department of Political Science. Served 2015, went to the Army 2016, and came back, came to back to Anambra State. I I was brought into lecturing. Lecturing was not my thing actually.
Yeah.
Yes, so but as God may have it, I'm here. I have always wanted to go to the military.
Okay.
My life has been built around the military. Those
No
who know me too
wonder.
well will tell you that.
No, don't worry, sir. We don't need to know you too well to
No,
know.
I mean those who know me
We just
growing
need
up.
to meet you to know.
So I lived in the barracks. I grew up in the barracks. I'm a barracks boy, and it's formed the way I behave, the way I do things, the way I act. So I think for now that is more of my introduction. I graduated from here, of course, as the 10th best graduating student, 2-1, despite all my escapades, politicking, and so on and so forth.
Politic.
And came back here as a staff. I started as an admin staff 2017. Um, then 2018, I was made the PA to, I started as the PA to the Dean. I got employed fully in 2017. In 2018, I was posted to the DVC's office, the newly elected Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Ellis Demobi, as his PA too. So then we were always going to Uli campus. And 2021, after I got my master's, and the then Vice Chancellor converted me to lecturing. You know. So that's where I've been since then till now.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for putting us through on the aspect of your life that we've not heard about. I don't think a lot of us that was your student or that is still your student knew that we are dealing with a barracks boy. I bet we didn't know that.
Yeah,
So
I
thanks.
also, not just the bags boy, honestly, my life was built around the military. I went to NMS, Zaria,
Okay.
as I did my secondary school, senior secondary school. So, if anybody had told me by now I won't be a captain, my classmates, that's NA47, many of them are currently captains in the Nigerian Army.
Oh.
Yes. So, um, but as God may have it, I had one dream one time when I came back from service. In fact, that was the first time I literally did this 6 to 6 prayer. Yes, I was in my village. I did it for 7 days. I was jogging, running around. Always every morning I wake up, I jog from my village, from my house
Okay.
down to Ibuku and come back through Orere. Okay, I do that for 11 minutes. And that is about 7 to 8 kilometers. Because I know that when we go to the NDA, as part of the screening process, you have to
Yes,
run 4 kilometers under 7 minutes, which is breathtaking. So at the point, I think on the 6th day I was in that prayer, I was telling God, please, I want to know. Let me be I'm wasting my time because I rejected an offer when I finished serving from EFCC. Yes, I was the president of my CDS group, anti-corruption, that is a conglomerate of ICPC and EFCC. And I did a groundbreaking program at Taraba. I served in Jalingo. So when I went to do my report, I gave my report in Abuja, the EFCC. Few days after our POP, I got a call I was called to come to Abuja and pick. Already I knew I've already applied for the army.
Yes.
And in Nigeria now you need to have somebody. My godfather was already processing for me. He's a retired Major General now. So that whole process, because I rejected the FCC, I rejected staying back in Taraba. I was not telling God, I beg, let not be that this thing I've done is a mistake.
Yes, that
So I think
clarity.
on the sixth day of that program, that was the first time I can tell you that it's always good to pray. So that was the first time I was clearly told something in my dream.
Wow.
That was the first time, and I was still waiting for names to come out for the NDA. So in that dream, I was told, I don't know, because of time, I'm just going to abridge them.
Yes.
So it was like I was walking on a path, and one small boy was following me behind. I was like, "Why are you following me behind? Who are you?" And he said his name is Professor Okafo. Professor Okafo was the then vice chancellor
Yes, of the
before Professor
school.
Makobi. I said, "Why are you following me around in my dream?" Because I know I was in the dream. I knew I was in the dream. So he now said, "Where am I going?" I told him I was going towards this place. And where I was like in the forest.
Yeah.
So I said I was going towards this way. Maybe I did my hand like that. That part cleared. You know how dream used to be now.
Yes, it used to be
So
very
that part
magical.
cleared, and it was showing me this 302 barracks at Onitsha.
Okay.
So as I was going there, he now told me that is not where I'm going to take, and told me that this is where I'm going to take. Immediately he threw his hand there, the path cleared, and it was showing me our old gate. COOU. I said, God, why?
What?
Why? What am I going to school to do? I started crying
Yes.
in that dream, and I woke up. That was the sixth day of that prayer program. On the seventh day, I finished the program. On the eighth day, that is, I finished my program. On the eighth day, the name came out. My name came out. My name came out.
And
And I went. I went to Kaduna.
okay.
We did the first process. We passed. We wanted to come back. You know. So when we came back, um, the problem that made me to leave was just something that does not make sense. Flat foot. They said I had flat foot. So I came out immediately, I started trying to call my godfather on the phone. He led, if you research, 2016, when Nigeria led a mission to Mali.
Okay.
Yes, it was that general that led that mission to Mali. And when they go for such United Nations sponsored missions, they don't go with their personal lines, and that was why I could not reach him.
Oh.
And I lost that I had to come back from Kaduna. I came back here, I stayed for some time, I got engaged with Professor OBC Wanko, who was the then Dean of Faculty of
Okay.
Social Sciences.
Yes.
He took me up as his PA. All this was happening in 2017, early 2017. So from there, he now, at the point I broke my leg. So Professor Fides Okafor heard that somebody broke his leg. He came around to where I was and saw me, and I explained to him how, because I was actually trying to help anti-court in this
Okay.
school to catch somebody.
You're already playing military.
Yeah, so they were chasing the guy was running, and I'm sure that guy did
Okay.
something.
Yes.
So just for me to use my leg and hit him, I hit the iron. There's one iron there, just in front of that law. So,
Yeah.
and my bone broke. Ordinarily, you'll be surprised that I'm walking today.
Yes.
So Professor Fidelis Okafor now came to me. I was like, how did this now? I explained everything to him. I was at, if they do, this place they used to orthopedic, not orthopedic, this local,
Okay.
you know.
Yes.
So he came there and said, what happened? I explained the whole thing, and he said, wow. So long as I was helping the university, that once I come out from it, I should come with my application letter. And that is how God used him to give me the job, reflecting what I had.
The
in my
revelation
dream.
you had.
So
that
even
was
when I
what-
was there, after that day when he said I should come and apply, I was like, I'm not applying anything, because I was planning to still reapply again.
Oh, your broken leg.
So that,
You think
that
would have-
broken leg. So
would
the
you have
day I
gotten it at
planned,
this
the day I
point?
planned to reapply for the military again,
Yeah.
I had another dream that my two legs were now broken. So I started this. That
That was where you draw
that
the
was where I
line.
moved my mind from the military.
Wow, that's such an inspiring story. Having to give up your childhood dream
Yeah.
to be here, and that's such a good thing for us. I mean, we get to learn from the best of the best. So, sir, let's get to the question.
Okay.
Can you share with us a bit of what shaped your life, your undergraduate years here? So, how did it happen? What happened? First of all, you should tell us the university. I'm already saying here, but all right, it's fine. It's fine.
In my introduction, I said here because I schooled here. Then
Okay.
Anambra State University. Now Chukwemeka Odumegwu Chukwu University.
So, how did you get in here, and what shaped your academic path?
Okay, I honestly applied for English. Yes, I applied for English. So when I came in, then Professor CC Chukwu Loka was the HOD then. So in 2010 when I came in, when the English department was full of ladies, I was like, yes, my passion is to study English, to be a grammarian. But like I said, I've never had time. I've never had anything in mind for politics. I have never. I never had anything in mind for politics. I wanted to do English. After English, I would just go to the military. So I came in. The department was filled with ladies. I was like, what would I be doing with too many ladies? Majority, about 90% of people there. Calm down, I'm coming. I'm not a gender person, but
No, I'm not being.
but-
I just want to know, is that the
so,
reason?
Yes,
That's the only reason.
that's the reason I left English and I went to pole science.
Because it's filled with ladies.
Yes. So I left there. I went to political science. I don't know. Sometimes I can take decisions based on
Yes,
things that are
very
funny.
flimsy things.
Yeah. So I went to political science. I started year one. My other brother was in 300 level when I was in year one.
Okay.
So and then when we came in, second semester is usually the time for union elections and so on and so forth. Like I said, I never liked politics. I never wanted to do anything with politics. So he contested for departmental president in 300 level when I was in year one, and he lost. And I hate losing. I hate losing.
I think that's why you don't like
you know.
politicking.
So at the point, that was then.
That was then, yes.
that
That's
was
why
then.
you
But
didn't like
now
it
I know
then.
that there's nothing wrong in losing.
Yeah.
In fact, when you lose, you learn. So, but my mentality then, now. So
If
like
you
some
lose,
of
you
us,
just feel bad forever.
So when he lost, I said, if you lose this thing, I will contest it and I'll win it. Let me bring the glory back to us.
Okay.
So from my year one, I started, then we don't have social media like people have now.
Okay.
So what we do lots of writing. You write. You want to be popular, you write. You start writing. You write, post on the notice board. You write, post where people will see it. And then students, when you come to school, they go to the notice board because there was no social media to. There was Facebook was there. I think to go.
Yes.
Yes, but to go does not pass much information.
It doesn't have those
Yes.
interface where you get to post
So
information.
the easiest way to be popular here is one, either you're a rebel or either you write.
I could have rebelled.
Yeah, I was a rebel at the point. I'll come to that. So I started writing, the most important is write and put your nickname under. So, my nickname, somebody actually gave me that the boy is good name. So and it was.
Oh, that's a nickname.
Yes, that would not be my normal name now.
Yeah, I was
so-
thinking where it came from.
Yes, that was a nickname. Something led to that, sharp. So, the boys
And you don't
decided
mind
taking
telling
my
us
time.
what led to that?
Yeah, I don't think we have that time. So
Okay,
but
sir.
there are some other things that still need to be said. So from my 100 level, then 200 level. I
So you
said
started becoming intentional about a position you go for in 300
second
level.
semester.
From 100 level.
Yes, from 100 level, second semester. I started from second semester 100 level,
Okay.
looking ahead for what position I'm going to contest.
300
What I
level.
planned to contest was not even departmental president. It was going to be SUG.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
in my 200 level, second semester, I now played my first political card. I contested for assistant secretary SUG.
Okay.
I contested again. I can remember vividly how this whole thing happened, as if it was yesterday. I contested against Onwa Kasimia Obiako, who is
okay,
elect
yes.
Dr. Kas. So Kasimia won me with 1 vote after the election. Just one.
Was it free and
one
fair?
vote. Yes, it was fair and fair election.
Okay.
But in Nigeria, because it's not fair,
you're saying you know
but it's fair and fair. It's fair and fair. It's just fair and
Okay.
fair. So he won me with 1 vote, and I said, okay, yes, that's good for a start because Kasimia was popular. He was into NFCS, he was in church.
Okay.
You know him too well inside the school, and he was. I don't want to mention the other parts. Some people will understand what I'm saying. And so, I was just one guy there that decided to join politics because I saw somebody who was
So
close to me, rose.
you were not the part you didn't want to mention.
Yes. So don't worry, we'll come to that. So
Okay.
at that point, I lost. We got working together, and I was now preparing for SUG at 300 level. Yeah. So at the point I became so popular, I felt like because I was everywhere. Department, faculties, the boys good was so popular. I was like, my popularity don't pass SUG. So then a friend of mine who is currently a captain in Nigerian Army,
Okay.
who was in post science too, Maswell Coker, was one that called me. I was like, why don't I just do departmental and go for the national president? I was like, Che? I said, okay. So I now changed my mindset from SUG to go for
So
departmental so I can get to the national. And that is when I now
okay.
started moving towards department
Departmental.
labs. And that was the first election in 300 level, my 300 level, second semester. I was the first person to come out for president unopposed in political science
Wow.
because nobody dares come out. The capacity was much. Yes, the
Ah
capacity was
ah.
much. I was just everywhere. I was just
Yeah.
everywhere. So coming out to contest against the boys good was maybe just have money you want to waste.
Okay.
So that was the first time where somebody was coming out unopposed from political science, like political science, how
Yeah.
political we can be. So I became the president in 2013 after coming back from the strike of 26-month strike of 2013. It was during that period of strike that I decided to create Political Science Student Association Southeast Zone. So
Okay.
I called the various presidents of various universities, Unizik, it was IG then. IG is now a lecturer there too. I called Bonaventure from IMSU, many of them. So we came together in Oka, 2013, and we had that conference of NAPO science presidents. So there and then we now established NAPS, we call it NAPS, National Association of Political Science and NAPS, Southeast
Southeast.
Zone. And why I had to do that is because you cannot move to the national if you have not coordinated your region.
Yeah.
So from there, I emerged as the first regional coordinator
Okay.
of political
Naps.
science, NAPS. Then there, I started trying to reach out. Why don't you have a national body? Meanwhile, the name of the association is National Association of Political Science Students. But there was no national president, there was no national school or whatever. So then making inquiries, making my research. So I found out that they had an existing regional structure in the South.
Okay.
Henry Anakifo was the then regional coordinator. I found out that there was a northern president, that is the three
Regions.
region. Then Jude Obodo, from an Igbo guy, but he schooled in Unijos.
Okay.
So they also had the West. Abiod, I've forgotten his name.
But there was no central
There
national
was no
body.
central. There used to be,
Okay. But at that
but they had
point, there was.
issues. It died since 2003.
Whoa.
The national body died.
So 13 years later, you started having the conversations.
Yes, I personally rebirthed NAPS.
Okay.
I reactivated it by calling these regional coordinators and leaders, and we came to a point. We came to University of Ibadan. So on that day, we came for a 1 week national convention to see how we can rebirth the national body. So that was where the politics happened, where the regional coordinator, who was also the president of NAPS in UI, was like that we know he was the one that hosted this convention and his people were here and so on and so forth. Of course, not the Western students were more,
Okay.
So he was like, let us give him to be the acting national president so that he can reactivate it. So others were like, why? Is it because you hosted it here? It could have been anybody. Could have told you to come to the south, could have told you to come to the east. So at the end of the day, we now decided that we'll subject it to election. And of course, Jude from the north felt like we can't win because we're in the west. These people were there. The presidents from various institutions, LASU, EXUT, and so on, we were all there. So they felt that because
You were in
we
their
were there,
territory.
nobody can win him. And I told Jude and I told Henry Nakifo that I will contest it against him. I'm a Lagos boy. I grew up in Lagos. I know some Yoruba. Just I know how to speak some. So I started meeting some of the presidents. I think there were about 12 presidents from the West that were there, and it is only the presidents that will vote. You
Okay.
know, yeah, started meeting them, doing politics, lobbying, you know,
Lobbying.
of course, politics is all about lobbying. I played some politics that I know I had to play. I started horse trading. Okay, you trust me. You don't want to remain in the West. At least you want to come to the East. You come to National Secretariat. I can make you the National Vice President. I can make you this. I can make you that. At a point, the other guy was not contesting because he felt as a Yoruba, there
Yes.
was nothing
You
else going to
didn't
happen.
do any background work.
So in the evening, at the election ground, security were there and so on and so forth. We started voting and voting and voting and voting and voting. At a point, after the casting of votes, so we started counting the votes. The guy was surprised. Collins, like play.
Igbo boy don't run am street.
They started fighting. They started fighting.
Okay.
Yes, started fighting, scattering things, how conventions used to be. People ran away, dispatched, and so on and so forth. So after the dispersing, at the point, the school security now came, calmed the whole situation down. We came back. Good a thing. There was one security man there that was watching over the ballot papers. So we came back and started counting again. I won that election. There were 22 schools. I
Okay.
contested that. And out of that 22 schools, I was having 16. The other person from the north was having, I think, 3 or thereabout. Then the rest of the vote was going to the guy, the host from Southwest.
Wow.
And that was how I became the acting national president. After 13 years, the association died.
Wow.
So we reactivated it. There and then, before I left, as God may have it, when I came back, P2B was the then governor. P2B gave me a boss.
Wow.
I had the national boss, Then the vice chancellor, then Professor Okelue, was so happy about the whole thing and gave us. If you go to old sites behind the university library, you still see it there. My office, even till today, is still there.
Okay.
It's still there. I don't know. I know some people will be surprised, but it's still there. The name is written there. The National Secretariat of Political Science Students, custody of Professor Felix Okelue, under the administration of So it's still there till today. But that building actually belongs to Political Sciences Department.
Okay.
So they converted it to my
Secretariat.
office. So that was how I emerged as the national president of the association in another man's land.
Wow, that's such an insightful story. So how come you get to make all of this story and still make it well with academics? How were you able to strike the balance?
So as a matter of fact, I built my GP from my year 1.
Okay.
Yes, in fact, my final year, the luck I had is that in that final year, we don't do much courses. First semester, you're just doing 6 or 7 courses. Then in second semester, you're doing only 4.
4 and then your project.
Yes. So, like in final year, as the national president, I'm in Zaria, I'm in Sokoto.
So you built it from 100 level,
100 level.
200 level,
100
and then you
200
started
As a matter
politicking in
of fact,
300.
as a matter of fact, if you go through my records, of course, in this same university, I think it was that politics that dropped me to 2-1. Yes, that dropped me to 2-1 because I built it then. But does not mean I was not around in final year. I only do those travel maybe to other regions when I know maybe this we have break or maybe there is a public holiday. So I will just use that weekend
Okay,
and
to do the travel.
and come back.
But you were always in
I
class.
was always around. I was always attending classes.
So it's advisable to start being intentional about your CGPA from 100 level.
100 level, from the beginning.
So if there is anything that would interest you later, you will not shake.
You will not, even if you're going to drop a little bit. And that is why, even before you contest any elective position in the university, you are always going to be told that you must have a CGPA of 3.5. So should, in case you want to contest something, even I argue these days that with the way academics is going, you should increase it to 4.0. Yes, so that if the person must drop, the person will
Let
not
it
drop
still be.
below 2.1.
Yes.
Do you understand? So if I did not have a good CGPA, I will not have, I won't have graduated with a good result.
Okay.
As a president of the department, not just department, a
The
regional
national,
coordinator. Because I did not hand over regional coordinator. I was doing regional coordinator and
and
I
you are
was
still
also additional
doing
president. So I was
national
occupying three positions. But most
political
political
positions.
positions. Yes, I was departmental president of Pole Science here. I was regional coordinator at the regional Southeast level, and I became the national president
Oh
of the
wow.
association.
So, sir, while politicking and studying, it seems like you had the good student life. But what's that one thing that is missing? Like, what's that you think you should have done better? Or if you're given the opportunity to go back in time, what do you think you could have changed?
Um, Normally, I don't really say this, but I'm just going to say it's for the benefit of those who are where they are today. Because at the point we were there, and
Okay.
today we are here.
Yes.
Today they are there, tomorrow they will be here. So um, I have always had this philosophy, and that philosophy is that whatever is worth doing
Is what
is
doing
worth
well.
doing well, and it makes me do anything I do wholeheartedly. Anything I want to do, once I accept I'm going to do it, I will give my best into it.
Yes.
So there are lots of things I reject not to do. Once I decide I'm going to do it, I'm going to give my best. That's the one I know that's my best. I'll give my best into it. But you see, within my 4 years of university, um, I was building myself as if I knew I was going to be a lecturer. I never
Okay.
planned I was going to be a lecturer. I attended classes. I bought textbooks.
What about social activities?
Yeah, I was doing them.
You were in all of
I
them.
was doing school. I passed through this university, and the university passed through me.
True.
As a matter of that is why anything has to do with student unionism, I'm there. I didn't even mention that after school here, at the point I became the JCC acting chairman Anambra State,
Oh.
NANS JCC chairman. I became the zonal BOT chairman, and that is why currently, because of my position in NANS, my plate number is a NANS plate number given to the office of the BOT chairman.
Okay.
So I was doing everything. I was everywhere. I was religious because I was in church. I was a charismatic member.
So you didn't miss out on anything.
I didn't miss out on anything.
So-
Although my religious life reduced a little bit when I became president.
Okay. Politicking.
So what I think, if I go back in time, I want to correct is sometimes where I doubted myself. Sometimes when I doubted myself. I doubted myself at the point where I felt that for you to make it in life, you need to be too popular.
Okay.
But you rather be more intentional about whatever you do. You can be a silent achiever without even making noise. So I felt that okay, I could do some things, but whatever.
What if the noise is what the business or what you want to do needs? Like
The-
for actors and actresses,
the
you
noise
need
had
noise.
the noise had effect on me much later.
Okay.
Yes, which is best known to me. Yeah, but from there too, I learned my lessons.
Okay, so apart from all of this, did you have any other skill while as a student apart from studying politicking, which is a very good skill? Is there any other additional skill you had by the side?
Yeah.
Uh,
I I know about 3 different languages. I speak Hausa, I speak Yoruba,
okay.
and sometimes I can I play with Swahili.
Oh wow.
So it helped me because then I go to Oka to teach Swahili,
Okay.
and I get paid. So it
Oh.
helped me to help myself back in
And
school.
you know Igbo and
Then-
you know English.
Yes.
So you're polyglot.
So yeah, I'm a drummer.
Oh,
I
interesting.
play drum for a living. I play bass guitar.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a lot though.
Yes, I play bass guitar. In fact, as a matter, I play drum. I was using drum to make money when I was in Lagos. When I
Okay.
finished my secondary school, I was playing drum. I was going
So
with
you were
different
still
groups.
doing you were still doing those things as a student
I
and
was
earning
the
extra.
I was the major drummer for NFCS when I was in school.
Okay.
But I started at 200 level. because Onwa won me as being popular in NFCS, and I said, okay, I'll go into NFCS. And I
So it
became,
was about politicking for you.
yes.
All right, sir. So
Yes, I also forgot to mention.
all right.
I noticed that for me to get my military dream, I needed to play politics. Now, when I got to the university, I did not know anybody. You know, in Nigeria we are in, for you to succeed, especially you want to go to the NDA, you want to go to the military, you need
Yeah.
somebody high there, especially as a commissioned officer, not as a normal soldier.
Yes.
You know, so I needed a platform that would avail me opportunity of visiting one or two colonels or a major general and the rest of them. Immediately I became president. The first thing I did was to pay a courtesy call to the person who was the then commander of 302 Artillery on Onitsha.
Wow.
You know, then Colonel T.A. Gagariga.
Okay.
That was, he later grew to be a major general in the Nigerian army, and he was my godfather. It was that visit I paid. I kept following him up. I was always going there. In fact, he took me as a son after that visit.
Okay.
So that was the only thing I said. After I achieved it, I said, hey, can I calm down? You know, I started enjoying the politics part, but that is one of the major things I wanted to do.
All right. So apart from the politics and every other skill you have, what academic advice are you going to give to the current undergraduate students?
All right. So apart from politics and student unionism, as somebody who graduated with a good result,
Yes.
yeah, I will shock you that heaven bears me witness. For one day, at least some of the lecturers here, they taught me. For one day, I did not do any sorting.
Okay.
For one day.
So you should not do something, so we'll fail now.
Some people will be like, yeah, how did you not graduate when you did all this politics?
How did you not graduate?
I did not. Yes, at some point.
I am some people.
At some point, come on, at some point, familiarity played some roles.
Okay.
You know, familiarity played some roles, because if you are into politics and you're not good in, you know, human interpersonal relationship, you might not be too good in what you do. So familiarity played some roles. Oh, he's our boy, and so. But that was later on, final year. So my advice to students these days, I always say it in class: attend lectures, attend classes. There is a rule on 75% attendance. You know, when we're in school, if you don't come to class, you feel like they remove something from your body. Yes. Honestly, when we were in school, if I was to be in my lodge, I would feel like something is, as in, if maybe not in our school.
Don't you think it's personal? I don't think it's applied to everybody.
There was no time we literally know how many we were in school, in class. We knew ourselves. But I can tell you for sure that these days, apart from lecturers like us that maintain 75% attendance as a requirement for you to write my exam, if there are some persons that will not even know their course mates in final year, I'll be like, have I seen this guy before? What's he concern me? You know, stuff like that. But from year one to final year, during our time, we knew ourselves because we always come to class. In fact, it was fun to come to class. You know, so when you stay at home or you go somewhere else, you feel bad somehow. So students should always attend classes. Attend lectures, very, very important. And eschew their mindset from sorting. I don't know. It's something else. I don't want to hype myself or praise myself here, but I'm very sure that I have that standard.
Okay.
You know, so students should remove their mind from such. Face coming to lectures.
All right.
Be an attentive student. Be a good student. Let your lecturers know. I always tell students, let your lecturer know that you answer questions in class. Come on, one are this serious.
Yeah.
Some people have this mindset of they want to be on their own, they want to, stay on their own and so on and so on. But it's good that they know that this is what you are. And you're a student that takes your academics very seriously.
Okay.
And why they are doing
so
that.
active participation in class, not just attending it regularly, but being
taking
active.
Part. Yes.
Contributing.
Exactly.
All right.
Answering questions, asking questions.
Asking questions.
Correcting lecturers where they are wrong. Yes, because before I go to class, I'm telling you, I learned that from my mentor, my academic mentor, Professor B.C. Wanko.
Okay.
Before you come to class as a lecturer, you should prepare for like 2 hours or 3. Because if it was when we were in school, a lecturer will come.
So are you saying it doesn't happen now? You said when we were in school.
No, when we were in school, if you're a lecturer, you want to come to class, you prepare now.
So what about now?
Now you hardly see student that challenges, not challenges the
Oh,
lecturer, but challenges the
the
information.
academics and
Challenges
the
not academics,
information.
challenges the information.
Okay.
The beauty of the university is how are you able to coin your mindset, your own opinion. Your opinion must not always be the same thing with the lecturer.
Okay.
You can decide to have your own opinion, but all you need to do is to present the fact why you think your own opinion is
Yes.
better. You can't do that when you are not formidable. And the essence of giving course outline to students is so that they can prepare themselves before
Ahead of
class.
time.
You know,
Yes. Okay,
so
sir.
it's not too hard to make them for this life.
So, what is what doing is what doing well.
What doing well.
Prepare for classes, and when you are in class, actively participate and contribute. And as well, when you have questions towards the information you're being fed with, you should
You
ask
should
questions.
ask.
Okay, so what's on the street have it that you're mean, that you're strict? Somebody say, "Oh, a lecturer is wicked." So why is it like that? I'm not listening to gossips. I don't listen to
Let
gossips.
me
Everybody knows, but
let me laugh. No, I'm
why
laughing
are you laughing?
because Professor Obisi Wankwo,
Okay.
when I was in school, we used to see him as a very difficult person, very mean, very strict and principled. But I tell you one thing: the day I left this university, I went to service. I appreciated Professor Obisi Wankwo.
Okay. Why?
That aspect of you must do what you need to do. You must read to pass. You must earn something before you can get it.
Okay.
Do you understand? What students interpret today as being wicked is somebody who is following the rule. Not being wicked, it is being principled. This is
Okay.
what the rule says.
And
The rule
everybody has
says
to follow it.
75% you follow it. Sometimes we can give human face to some things. And when you are unsortable, they say this man is is wicked. So that is the kind of things you see. And he will always tell you, Uncle always tell you that it's not about being good, it's about being right. It's not about being good, it's about being right.
Where's the difference?
The difference is that I might want to be good to somebody, to a
it's
student
not
who
their
does
right.
not want that particular act from me.
Okay.
I might do it because I want others to think, oh, that Sir Collins is a good man. Or he catch this guy for exam malpractice, he did not do anything. In the minds of students, I'm a good person, but I am killing the system. Do
Okay.
you know how? Because those people who saw that I forgave that person,
Would continue
they will
on
do it
that
and they will
same
think
path.
it's a normal.
They will be forgiven.
And tomorrow, when you graduate, your mates, your fellow political scientists or your fellow historians are talking, and you cannot say anything. Do you want to go and browse to come and put your own opinion on the table?
Okay.
So, when they say this man is mean, he's principled, he's strict, it does not. I have a lot of shells.
oh.
It just bounces on my body, and the bulletproof sends it back.
So you should say more. You should find
No,
another
no, I
one.
need more. Like every morning I take my wickedness pill.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
the wickedness pill is against doing the wrong thing.
Okay, sir.
You can't be doing the right thing and you say somebody is wicked. It's not possible. In fact, when you are doing the right, when you are trying and we see that you're making efforts, we can say, okay, let us shift a little bit for the person.
Okay, sir.
It's as
What do you
simple as
think?
that.
Is there a career path? How will I say this thing? I don't want to sound so demeaning, and I don't want to sound so not aware. But where is the career for political scientists in Nigeria?
Yeah, there are lots of them. There are lots of them. As a matter of fact,
Lots of them, enough
Yeah, I'm
for
coming.
the number of students that
we have
graduate
lots of
every
students.
year.
We have lots of students even from outside the Department of Political Science.
Okay,
We have
so
lots of
what
them.
are the careers for
You
them?
know, if we were in a Senate climb where things are supposed to work, when things are what they are supposed to be.
It's because things are not working. That's why I'm asking this question.
Now, I'm going to come to that.
All right,
now,
sir.
as a political scientist, there are so many things you could do. First of all, a good political scientist is a good strategist.
Okay.
A good political scientist is a good diplomat. A good political scientist is a good lobbyist.
Lobbyists.
Yes. As a matter of fact, lobbyists, they are lobbyists as professions in developed countries like in the US.
But
You
this
see
is not
firms.
the US, sir.
You can have, if I honestly plan in nearby future to have a firm, to have a setup where it would be a lobbyist firm.
A lobbyist firm.
Yes.
So what goes on in this firm?
You invite us, tell us what are those goals you want to pursue. Maybe you want to pursue a particular project, or you want to seek for a particular position or office, or you want to pass a bill and you want that bill to be made into law, we will lobby it for you. You
Okay.
play the role. We'll find you, and in lobbying, there's so many things. You get facts, do researches, get evidences of one or two things, and you start playing your cards.
Okay.
Start playing your cards as a strategist, as a diplomat. Start playing your cards. At the end of the day, if you are able to lobby a person's opinion, a person's idea, a person's goal, and he achieves it.
So that is part of politicking,
Yes.
and that is part of what they are being trained for.
Of course.
All right, sir. Thank you
course.
very much for being here with us.
you.
Drum rolls.
Thank you
So,
very
sir,
much.
if you are to leave them with one book, like tell the undergraduate student, just read one book your whole life. What book is that? Just tell us.
What is laws of power?
48.
Laws of power.
Oh wow, interesting. I've not read that book. I just avoid it.
You need to.
I avoid it, and I know people who has read it.
I can tell you from the first law to the last law.
Oh wow.
I can
Okay.
tell you from the first law to the last law. One of the laws that interests me much, that helped me very well, is keeping your friends close, keeping your enemies closer.
Closer. So I'm your enemy.
Is that why you're closer?
No wonder you're close. All right. Thank you so much for staying with us till this end at the COOU Podcast Studio. Keep watching COOU Podcast Studio. So, sir, what do you say to them? Should they keep watching? Should they not watch?
Yes, of course. You should keep watching COOU. You know, I'm part of this
Part
unit.
and parcel.
Yes, I'm part of this unit, and this is great. I commend you guys. You're doing
Okay,
great.
sir.
And I will tell the students to always stay tuned. Always stay tuned.
Stay tuned,
Like,
right here. Stay
They
clocked
are
in.
bringing it back to back. The director of this, she is Felice Joe.
Yeah.
It's back to back. Guys, so much boxed with ideas.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
So bringing it back to back, I really commend the entire
So
team.
Felix Joe, take your
And
flowers.
like you now, you read history.
Yes,
I taught
did.
you.
Yes.
That you are here doing this, and you're doing it perfectly well.
Okay.
So the
sir.
most important thing is that you see a diplomat, you know, because you diplomatically ask me some questions I don't want to answer. You know, so I commend the entire team.
Okay,
It's
sir.
great, and I pray that God will continue to bless the unit and also help our vice chancellor, because wow, that woman is an enigma. You know,
She's doing a
so
good job.
I pray that God will give her more wisdom to continue to digitalize this university.
Amen.
Man, this is great.
Thank you so much, sir. Keep watching COOU YouTube.